were members in many organizations that were government aides, officials.
What would a conversation like you and Minister Farrakhan sound like today?
Actually, I had a conversation with him, and he basically told me about, stories from, when he was in his youth.
You, how did you come to grips with it and allowing yourself to grow and to nourish? Because there's people that still have pain, like in terms of Malcolm, in terms of Nation of Islam, in terms of the government. How did you, if you ever come to peace with it, what's your solace mechanism?
Well, listen, it's a process of life. We have people who were lynched, right? People who just will continue to be, treated in a horrific way. And I think when I look at my mother, she didn't allow that to consume her, because as she said, she still had to take care of her babies. She still had to safeguard her husband's legacy, for the benefit of future generations. And so if we allow all of this to consume us, life will end, right? Life will be over and we will have accomplished nothing. And so, for me, I do as much as I can. I want to continue to be happy. I don't want to live, being miserable and bitter and victimized and all that kind of stuff. And so, for me, I think of my ancestors that went through far worse, like horror.
Yes.
There are people I just read about, all of these Blacks who weren't allowed into Greece.
Yeah.
And so they just left them out in the water to die, to fend for their own, right? We know people are dying in so many horrific manners. And so I think our job is to leave the world in a better place than we found it. And so for me, it's always been important because my mother made sure that I grew up with a lot of self-love, that I knew who I was as a woman. I, learned about the significant contributions women made, significant contributions Islam made, and the significant contributions people of the diaspora made. So I grew up with a very healthy sense of who I am and understanding my purpose, in life, and knowing that this life is going to end. It's not, forever, and we can't take, these things with us. And so it's, what can we do? What can we give before our life perishes?
You mention your mother quite often, and how do you want the world to receive your mother? I know you speak of her eloquently, but if you could summarize her, and do you think that she gets her just due? You understand what I'm saying? Because she had to raise 6 girls into women post Malcolm X murder,